Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Hebrew Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible, however, to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various Old Testament prophets. It became the Book of Zion, a book written entirely in Bible verse. And that is why I had to write the Pot Smoker's Bible in order to publish the Book of Zion. Now, when I first published the book, or when I first put together the Book of Zion, I found contained within it a set of instructions that I was uniquely qualified to undertake. So I did. And now, to finalize my bid for prophecy, I am publishing peace by reading to you from the unpublished manuscripts that I've written. Pot Smoker's Bible, which is the commentary and dissertation to the Book of Zion, and of course the Book of Zion, the prophecy of Israel, as foretold in the words of the prophets themselves. And today I'm reading to you from the 27th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible. It contains the 24th and final chapter of prophecy, the Book of Zion. And it goes like this. The promised salvation is a seat on the Council of Elders. It's a social reform that must begin with justice. The salvation of God is adherence to intergalactic law. It is justice for all life on the planet. It's ensuring equality for all species. We must adhere to intergalactic law if we are to realize God's salvation. The righteousness to be revealed is the establishment of the priesthood. Drugs are the tool of our trade. We are a very unique people who are created to enjoy our work. We are called to the drugs. Our pleasure in the Gray's company and the unique abilities gained by higher brain functions makes us the righteous. We are righteous because we give of ourselves by nature. There is a unity on the higher plane that drugs actualize within us. We become one with life. How can we perceive life? How we perceive life comes from this connection to all living things. In quantum reality, there is unity in chaos. We create unity. When the grape um, when the grape prepared to leave Earth, they altered the neural pathways of the chemical receptors for the drugs we now use. Our new pathways connect to empathic networks, making drug users peaceful and compelled to offer aid by nature. We were created by the authority of the Universal Council to be unique. Our brains are wired to serve others. We are gray. But we aren't the majority here. We have no power as of yet. Those who rule over us believe in salvation. But do they truly believe in justice? Is justice served? Or do we do it lip service like we do in religion, where we kiss the ass of statues? People in power, the majority, does no justice. Without justice, there can be no salvation. Justice is equality. To be equal. My life is equal to yours. You cannot do me or anyone else harm. Justice demands an eye for an eye. Equality in all things, not just in criminal matters, but in all matters, criminal, basic needs, and services. This too is justice. How can anyone be saved at the expense of another? There must be justice for all, or there is no justice at all. And as for criminal justice, criminal behavior is always a response to unmet needs or abusive treatment. Society is responsible for the conditions that create criminal behavior. So, to stop crime, the true culprits must also be punished for predisposing the behavior of the guilty. Crime, like drug use, is a result of the failings of society. If the criminal had um, access to goods and services that addressed their needs, there wouldn't be a need for the crime. If their upbringing predisposed them to criminal behavior, it's the family and the community at fault. The society failed to provide for the needs of those who resort to drug use or who violate the law. Social reform is criminal justice reform, and social reform is our salvation. The gray can guide us into a prosperous new social order. We begin by creating unity, justice for all. Basic needs first. Our society is vile. We treat each other as prey. The poor, the sick, the hurt are cast off, poisoned, or subjected to neglect. How can we end criminal behavior when those in power are criminals themselves? It is a crime to deny any living being the right to live. Any law or social behavior that denies another of basic needs is in violation of life laws. No being is above this law. No person has the right to elevate themselves above others. Even the head of the council, the eldest, is equal in rights to the newest born member of the population. He may be the leader, but he still has no more rights than any other. He is no better than anyone else, just more qualified. And absolutely no one has the right to condone injustice. If you do not act against a violation of law, you are as guilty as the perpetrator. We all must be our brother's keepers and sisters. We must safeguard the needs of all. We must protect each other. We must change our behavior first. Then we must act when we see a violation of civil law. But justice is not confined to a court of law. Justice is a concept. It is based on unity, the belief or knowledge of the unity of all things. We are all connected. My well-being is just as dependent on your well-being as yours is on mine. And we are both connected to everyone around us, everyone we know, and everyone they know, etc., etc., etc. We are all united. We all have the same needs and rights. Justice is about equality and unity. So we must all become just. Don't judge others. Judge yourself. You are your worst critic. So work on becoming someone so awesome that not even you can blame yourself for moral faults. Don't try to be perfect. Just be the most perfect just you that you can be. It's not as hard as you think. Just take it one step or fault at a time. Choose an unjust thing about you and adjust your thinking about it to reflect the change you wish to make. Then create a mantra to imprint it in your brain. You must also actively try to change your behavior. As a rule, if you can't justify it, don't do it. So change your mind, change your thoughts, change your ways, and you will become a better you before you even realize it. Which brings us to the next verse. Blessed is the man that doeth this, and the Son of Man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from doing any evil. So, obviously, this is an edict to men. On one level, at least. Women have had no true place in social religious practices. Our Wicca way is banned. But no mention is really made to the feminine here. So we women are meant to be excluded from religious practice. And until recently, that has been the case. So no edict for women is implied here. Men must observe Sabbath. They must keep from doing any evil. This goes for the Son as well as for the Father. Men are in control as long as they observe the Sabbath and refrain from evil activities. They will remain in charge. They will be blessed. These two things are required of man. Keep the Sabbath and do no evil. But what of the women? Are we bound by Sabbath? Does man truly mean humanity? No, history shows us that man has denied the woman the same right to God as men enjoy. It doesn't say or imply that the female is excluded. Do men truly believe that woman doesn't have the same rights? Since the flood, men have ruled the social order. Why? Because we women used to be in charge, and we caused the flood. We females ran society and we failed. Our society was destroyed, and men took over. We were reduced to servants, chattel, the plaything of men. That is how it's always been, in living memory. Yes, I do believe that we females made a mess of the earth before the flood. Yeah. Our use of quantum magic, or earth energy, created the same type of destructive behavior men now display. We women were punished for our planetary collapse, and our knowledge of magic was banned. Magic, quantum physics. Women have a creative force that is the source of quantum entanglement that we call magic. Men don't seem to have the ability to feel this energy. Women can feel my energy when I emit it from my palms, but men, for the most part, can't. Is it the ability to create life that enables women to connect to the quantum electromagnetic energy fields present on Earth, or just not life? Or is it just that as a woman, I can connect to another woman, having opened up the field to feminine energy, whereas no man has evolved to the quantum level and has therefore no access to quantum fields? If that is so, then when Kenny advances to the field, he will activate the male quantum field and energize the male energy grid. I turned on the feminine grid, thus enabling women to activate their quantum fields. If this is true, then all outcomes should be able to be controlled by the active feminine will. We give it power by will. That will is given energy by action. It's one thing to believe. It's another to act upon your faith. That is what I do. I act upon my faith. My faith is based on factual evidence I know. Therefore, it is true. And there I'm going to end for the day. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guild choice when we get to Zion. Stay happy and high if you use drugs. Believe me, you have every right and reason to. My name is Zion. I wrote 2 books about it, so I know what I'm talking about. I love you too much to ever say goodbye. I'm gonna say later now.